Suppers, beautiful kings and queens. Let me get my headphones. I don't know why I feel like that just makes things clearer. Okay, perfect. Suppers. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you guys are staying true to you and just being authentic. Remembering that each day that the sun comes up, it is a restart. It's a fresh start to do things accordingly, to do things on the right side of goodness, not on the other side, but on the right side. So I wanted us to, like, I don't know what I want to call it yet, but I'm big on seasons, and I like to talk about seasons over here, like winter, spring, summer, fall, but we talk about it in spiritual seasons. And I may have did, I've been doing my podcast now for 5 years, so some of these things, it's based upon videos that I've already done. So I want to do better at including the videos into the newness that I'm doing. I want to bring back the old that I was doing and attach it to the videos. So if I could find a video, I will post it in the description. So I don't know if I did seasons on a video or if I did it on a podcast. But if you find it before I do, tag me. But I'm going to spend some time doing it because I have a lot of videos that I've uploaded over the past 5 years, and I have a lot of podcast episodes. But it'll be easy for me to find. I'll just attach it. I may not attach it into like right now, but I'll put it in either the comments or I edit the descriptions if you are paying attention and you want to know more. But anyways, today we are talking about the 4 seasons, but we're talking about them and using examples from the Bible. And God, everything that I say or that I do, I always say that it's a reflection of where I am in life, and someone may be there with me. Someone's probably in that same season with me. So I fast a lot, and you guys know that because I've been talking about that since I started the podcast. I've been teaching and helping people learn how to fast and actually understand what God's showing them while they're fasting. That's something that I have always been doing since I started my podcast. So now that it is like a routine, it became a habit, I just like to share where I am and how God's showing up in my time, in my space in 2025. So the seasons are waiting, suffering, testing, and breakthrough. I'm going to say that one more time. Waiting, suffering, testing, and breakthrough. Now, it could be, you may look at them differently. Like you could look at it as barren, prosperity, testing, and harvest. Endurance. Some of those seasons you may rename them, but the 4 main ones is your waiting, your suffering, your testing, and then you're going to have your breakthrough, right? So you may look at it as like planting, suffering, testing, breakthrough, however, but we know that there's 4 seasons. So during my latest fast, God revealed to me Hannah and Jacob. Hannah and Job. Whoop. That's the message right there. When I was really talking about Jacob. Why was I talking about Jacob? I have no idea, but we're going to go pray on that when I'm done with the video. So Hannah and Job. So I want to break down, I have some notes here about it. Hannah, you can read in 1 Samuel chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now in Hannah's season, her season was waiting and hope. And hope was a word that I wrote down that God was giving me on. I have like a list of words that God's been giving me throughout my weeks, throughout my fasting days, throughout the time that I'm spending with him. I have some words, and hope goes along with it. And I also believe that was in another Affirm Your Day video that I asked you guys to go look up the definition of hope and figure out which definition is applying to you. Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? What is God saying to you through the particular word, right? So Hannah's season of waiting and hope. In her waiting, she was bearing for years and she longed for a child, while others like Peninnah mocked her. Grief. She experienced deep sorrow and emotional pain, hope and prayer. Even in despair, she poured out her heart to God. Breakthrough. So this is Hannah's season. She had waiting, she had grief, which goes into suffering, and then she has breakthrough. So during her grief season, she poured out her heart to God, and you can find that in 1 Samuel 1 verses 10 through 11. And then you have her breakthrough season. All of this you're going to see when you read about her. Breakthrough. God answered her prayer, and she gave birth to Samuel. So her spiritual seasons went from waiting, surrender and testing, fulfillment, and breakthrough. Now I have surrender and testing under the same, because you have to surrender to God in order for him to test you. And then you have fulfillment, which is like the order being fulfilled, which is a breakthrough, right? You're receiving the order has been made, serving it up, right? So I want us to just debrief really quickly on Hannah. So she was in her waiting season, but she was hoping for things. So in her waiting, she was praying, she was petitioning, she was requesting, she was asking. She kept pouring out her heart to God, even in her despair, even in her sorrow, even in her grief, even in her barrenness, even in where she was just like, I just know God's going to come through for me. I just know it. I just know God's going to send forth things that I need. I know that he's going to give me what I ask for, as long as I keep asking, right? We know that ask is what? Asking, seeking, and knocking. So we know that as long as we continue to ask, seek, and knock, God's going to provide us, right? So even though she was in her season, and her suffering, and her grief, and her emotional pain, and her sorrow, she still continued to knock at heaven's door. She can still continue to knock at God's gate. She still continued to say, well, God, I know you're here. I know you hear me. I know that you're going to get me through. I know that she had the hope. And with hope and faith, you produce something. When you know that I'm hoping, I'm hoping to see it. I'm hoping to see it through. That's having the faith to know that it's going to happen. You may not see it, but you know it's on the way. You may not know how. You may not know when, but you know that it's going to happen. You know that it's going to appear. You know that it's going to be a delivery set. And really quick, now that I'm speaking on deliveries, two things I want to talk about. Amazon. I had ordered something from Amazon for the event we had on the past Saturday, and it didn't come through, and it was like no information about it, right? So when we finally went back to check, it did give us a delivery date, but it had no time or whatever. So it ended up coming prior to the date that was provided. So I'm saying that to say, you may have an order placed, and you may receive an ETA, but you don't necessarily know if it's going to happen on that day, that time, that hour. You don't know. You just have to be open to receiving it when God's ready to bless you with it. Be open to receive it when you know that it's near. Even if you don't know that it's near. Same thing with me having to ship something off to FedEx. I had originally, the lady gave me a date. Like, I called in to schedule a pickup. She gave me a date, and she said, well, they may pick it up between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I didn't know what time they were coming, but I made sure that I had the package ready to be shipped. Are you following me? You have to make sure that you're ready in order to receive it and in order to be used. You don't know when God's going to call you to be used in certain situations. You just have to be ready for when he sends out the alarm, when he sends out the pickup, when he sends out the truck, when he sends out the army, whatever we want to use right now in this moment. When he sends out the alert for you to move when he's moving. Because we don't know what time he may show up. We don't know what time we are used to be a blessing. We don't know what time we're called to be in that moment. You just have to be ready and before those things to happen, okay? So in Hannah's season of waiting and hope, there was barrenness, there was longing, there was persistent prayer, and there was answered promise, which led to her birth in Samuel, right? So now we're going to talk about Job's season. Now everybody knows about Job. Have you not tried my servant Job? Haven't picked Job? And I'm pretty sure Job was like, don't pick me. Who put my name in the pot? Who put my name over here for y'all to just be sending me all these trials and picking on me, making me go through all of this warfare, this destruction, losing my kids, losing my home, losing all of the things that I have, my cattle, my herds. Because that was how they made money back then. So he lost all his money, he lost his job, he lost his kids. His wife was trying to get him to curse God. Like, so we have to make sure that when we're reading the Bible that we're fully understanding where we are. So in Job's season was of testing and restoration. Because you remember, God restored everything that Job lost with more. He gave him more than what he lost. So the testing for Job, he lost his wealth, his children, and his health in rapid succession. Remember, he was also sick. He had all them boils on his body. Silence season. God was distant during his season of suffering. Like, he was crying out to God. That's why his wife was like, God ain't coming through for you, bruh. God is not going to show up for you. God don't even hear you. God is not even answering your prayers. God is taking each and everything from you. Like, I had somebody say to me, well, not to me, but I'm in all these groups about God. I'm in some groups I'm about spirituality as well. But I know why I'm in these groups. And sometimes it's for me to give great messages and for me to help people understand what God, you know, what is really going on and how you're receiving and giving out messages. And I think it was in the spirituality group. I don't think it was in the God's group. But in the spirituality group, there were some people in there saying, I don't want to be around people who's constantly going through things, who's constantly losing this, who's constantly losing that. And I said, well, that's how you gain your strength with God. That's how you gain their endurance. That's how you know that you are your muscles are building, because this person is going through and they're not giving up. This person is continuing to be resilient. This person is continuing to be persistent. Now, you have to understand the difference between being cursed by God and God using you for better, for more, for greater. And I'm pretty sure if Job was if there's modern day Jobs, if you're a modern day Job and you're going through your Job season, I'm pretty sure that's how some people think about you. Like, oh, this person always going through something. This person always losing stuff. It's not their fault that God continues to use them as an example. It's not their fault that God's using them, because God knows what their heart do. God knows that, okay, yeah, this person may have lost their job. This person may have lost their car. This person may have lost their home. This person may have lost their friends. This person may have lost each and everything that I've given to them. But I know what I'm doing. We want to be in God's business so bad. We want to be in God's business so bad. And what I mean by that is you don't understand what God's doing, but you have a word to say about it. So when they said that, I was just like, we can't often judge. That's why we have to go back and pray about what they're going through. Pray for them. Yeah, they may be struggling. They may be going through some things, but we watch that next season. Watch that next season, because we done talked about Job had testing, he had silence, but he was faithfulness. He had faithfulness. He questioned God, but he never cursed God. He never cursed God. He might have said, God, I don't understand what I'm going through. God, why me? God, what is going on? God, what's next? But he never said, God, I don't mess with you like that. God, I don't rock with you like that. God, nope. You not my God. He never cursed God. So he had a testing season, a silent season, a faithfulness season. And then God restored him. God restored him with even greater blessings. God was like, Job, I saw what you did. I saw how you continue to praise my name. I saw how you continue to give my name glory. I saw how you continue to praise and worship and continue to remain faithful, even though I took each and everything away from you. That's why I'm going to give you more. I'm going to give you more acres of land. I'm going to give you more cattle. I'm going to give you more herds. Your children are going to be blessed upon blessed. Your wife is going to be blessed. We have to understand that God is putting us through things, through the fire, in order to refine, in order to define our name. Define our character, refine us in his likeness, so when we are in the mirror, we are seeing the image of Christ. We are seeing a beautiful halo. Like, I don't know why I did that. I'm just thinking, like, how, like, when it's just, like, the angel sounds or whatever. I don't know. It's like a holy sound. That's what I was given. But you have this radiance about you that only come from God when you look in the mirror, when you're being refined, right? So, in Job's season, Job had a season of suffering. He had a testing season that was full of endurance, that was pushing him, that was molding him, that was growing him, that was pruning him, that was helping him, like, run your race, Job. Run your race, Job. You got this. You can do this because I'm right here with you. And then he had a season of restoration, which was his breakthrough. God was like, I saw you. I see you. You deserve it all. Let me give you this. Let me give you that. What else you need? Double for your trouble, Job. Double for your trouble because you still remain faithful. Are you guys remaining faithful in your seasons? Or are you wavering? Are you guys remaining persistent like Hannah? Or are you wavering? You pray some days you don't pray. Some days you love God, some days you're like, nah, I ain't rocking with him today. Where you at? Where you at? Honest question today. Test your heart space. So in Job's season of testing and restoration, there was loss. There was a season of endurance. There was faith under fire, and there was divine restoration. So with both of these stories, they both received what God had in store for answered promises and divine restoration. You may be going through your suffering. You may be going through some heartaches. You may be going through some trials. You may be sick in your body. You may be having mental issues where you're going through depression. You're going through anxiety real bad. You're not sure what's going on with you. You may be barren, like Hannah. You're not sure if God's going to provide that for you. Keep waiting. Keep praying. Keep allowing God to show up. You may be in a situation to where you're jobless. You're carless. You're homeless. But God's like, I got you. How faithful are you to me? Are you going to do what I asked you to do for others? Are you going to continue to serve your fellow brother and sister in? Are you going to continue to pray? Give my name glory, remembering how the blessings come through, the unexpected blessings. Like how I said that the FedEx truck came or the Amazon package came. Are you sitting and waiting like a duck, or are you praising and worshiping until God makes something move? Are you continue to go through your day knowing that God got me? I'm gonna have a place to sleep tonight. I'm gonna have a great food, a great meal today. My car will be filled up with gas. I will get a new job. And if I don't, I'm still good. I'm still good. I'm still good. I'm still great. No matter what goes on. No matter what it looks like. I have the hope in knowing that things shall change because I'm leading by faith. I may not see it yet, but I know that it's on the way. Because what does God's word say? I may not know what you're doing now, but I will see it in the future. I will see it later. I may not know what you're doing now, but I will see it later. I will see it. And you know how you guys, I always talk about now and laters, like the candy, now and later. God, I don't know what you're doing now, but I know later I will see. Come on, y'all. During your suffering, during your seasons, you're waiting, you're suffering, you're testing, and your breakthrough. In each season, you must praise. In each season, you must praise. Even in your breakthrough season, you giving God praise for getting you through. For all those nights you cried. For all those nights you didn't have a place to stay. For all those nights you wasn't warm. For all those nights you were out. I'm looking for food. Well, not even looking for food, but let's say seeking food. Seeking comfort, seeking refuge, seeking a peace of mind, seeking healing. God's like, I got you because you were faithful. So I want you guys, if you can, go read 1 Samuel chapter 1 and 2 about Hannah, and go read the book of Job. Enjoy it. Praise him while you wait. Thank you guys so much for tapping into this beautiful video. I'll see you in the next one.